Whispering Shadows. One stormy night, a young woman named Claire, driven by curiosity and the lure of the unknown, decided to investigate the manor. She was a journalist for a regional magazine and had heard countless tales of the house's dark history. Determined to uncover the truth, she equipped herself with a flashlight, a camera, and a notebook before venturing out. As she approached the manor, the air grew heavier and the wind howled through the surrounding trees. The iron gate creaked loudly as she pushed it open, and the crunch of gravel under her boots seemed deafening in the eerie silence. The interior was worse than she had imagined. Dusty, decrepit, and suffocatingly dark. The flashlight barely pierced the thick gloom, casting long shadows that seemed to stretch and move on their own. As she stepped further in, the door slammed shut behind her with a force that rattled the walls. The whispers began softly, barely discernible, like the rustling of leaves. Claire froze, her pulse quickening. The sound grew louder, voices overlapping in an incomprehensible cacophony. She followed the source of the noise, her flashlight trembling in her hand. The whispers led her to a grand staircase, its once polished banister now coated in grime. As she climbed, each step seemed to echo louder than the last. At the top, a long hallway stretched before her, lined with portraits whose subjects appeared to watch her every move. One door at the end of the hallway stood slightly ajar, a faint glow emanating from within. Claire approached cautiously, her heart pounding in her chest. She pushed the door open to reveal a room that seemed untouched by time. A grand chandelier hung overhead, its crystals shimmering faintly despite the lack of light. Claire stepped closer, her breath hitching as the whispers grew deafening. She reached out to touch the crib when a cold skeletal hand shot out from the shadows, gripping her wrist. "You shouldn't have come," the figure rasped, her voice a mixture of anger and sorrow. The whispers turned to screams, filling Claire's mind with unbearable noise. Claire broke free from the figure's grasp and bolted out of the room, the shadows chasing her. The portraits on the walls seemed to scream silently, their faces twisted in agony. She stumbled down the stairs, nearly tripping over the decaying steps. Reaching the front door, she threw herself against it, and it flew open with a blinding flash of lightning. Claire tumbled onto the porch, gasping for air. Behind her, the manor seemed to groan as though alive, its windows glowing faintly with an unnatural light. Then, with a final earth-shaking roar, the door slammed shut, and the house fell silent once more. Claire never spoke of what she saw that night. She left the town, abandoning her career as a journalist. But sometimes in the dead of night, she would hear the whispers again, faint and distant, reminding her of the shadows that would always follow.